I think nearly every Sonic ROM hacker and their dog knows what Sonic 1 The Next Level is. In the year 2015 for the Sonic Hacking Contest, this was an entry made by Markey Jester and his team, which consisted of only one fully fleshed out zone that managed to blow the entire audience away for the annual event. Not only did it win over the entire head of the judges, but it managed to sweep away a huge chunk of the trophies. Seeing that this hack is nearly 10 years old now, I thought I may give my own retrospective review on it. Do I think it still holds up well, or is it starting to show its age? Let's find out, as I will break down each part of this hack and give my honest opinions on it. So to give a little abstract, Sonic 1 The Next Level is a 3-hacked act of one fully fleshed out zone with a unique, customized boss with different art and music per act, similar to how Sonic 3 and Knuckles handles acts. I'm going to break this down by reviewing each act. The first act of the zone has this gimmick that removes the gravity from Sonic, which alters his physics to make him feel like he's in outer space.
Along with the main gravity gimmick, there's also these other stage gimmicks that were also introduced, such as this tube launcher that launches you forward when you go through it, and also this spinny platform that explodes when you stand on it, added on for extra spectacle. While I do like these general stage gimmicks, I'm not the biggest fan of the stage's level design. There are some parts of this level that can be a bit confusing for me to navigate through, and the general design can be just a little bit linear for my liking. There aren't too many branching pathways aside from the main diverging path at the beginning, and the occasional nooks and crannies where you can find power-ups and hidden goodies. The stage design is pretty decent for the most part. I just wouldn't consider it peak level design.
The second act of this zone has this bike gimmick that Sonic uses to move upward, similar to the spinning tops from Mobile Garden Zone from Sonic 3. Although it is handled differently mechanically. You have to move upwards as opposed to just building up enough momentum, and you also cannot move backwards with it. Overall, I thought this gimmick was a lot more enjoyable than the gravity gimmick. I found myself using it a lot more often. Along with enjoying the stage's main gimmick, I've also really enjoyed some of the level set pieces. There's so much spectacle with these looping and circular chunks, and you could also find alternate routes if you choose to explore, as opposed to following the main path blindly. Overall, I enjoyed the second act a lot more than the first. Let's see if the third act holds up to the same hype as the second act does. The third act consists of the tube gimmick that transports Sonic from one place to another. While this gimmick looks really cool to use, it can drag the level down for me. It feels quite a bit oversaturated for me, and can get really tiring to use. And it makes the stage drag on a bit too long for my liking. While it is a fun gimmick, I feel like the stage gimmick's usage should just be toned down a bit, because I feel like it's just placed way too frequently and the stage heavily relies on it way too much. After getting through a somewhat lengthy act, you are then graded to a new boss that completely alters Sonic's control scheme. This is an aerial boss that you're supposed to hit by rolling into it when prompted by the game to do so. While this is a very impressive looking boss that has very neat foreground effects along with utilizing the Mega Drive's horizontal interrupters, I think this boss can be pretty shallow in terms of gameplay and difficulty. This boss doesn't have too many attack patterns aside from crushing you with his hands, splitting up and going from left to right and vice versa, and shooting some projectiles at you near the end of the boss. Most of the time though, it idles waiting for you to land a hit in. The boss also takes way too long to beat as it has lots of hits. So overall, this boss fight is pretty cool looking, has very nice effects, but it can be very shallow in terms of gameplay and difficulty. With all the acts reviewed, I'm going to quickly cover the other aspects of the game, such as the badniks. There's a Saturn looking enemy that can only be attacked when its ring isn't glowing. There's a Killer-esque enemy that goes into a squarish pattern that can be attacked from any side. And lastly, there's a frog enemy that hops. I thought all the badniks looked pretty amazing and had pretty good placement within the levels themselves. I've never dealt with any cheap enemy placement within the 3 acts overall. Along with the new enemies, I really love this level's amazing atmosphere and vibe that goes with the presentation. I really love the animated background and foreground tiles, they look pretty detailed and amazing. Overall, the visuals look pretty cool. And I also love the music that accompanies the visuals. Not really a surprise for a Sonic fan-related project. With everything reviewed, I would like to summarize. I really enjoyed the second act and its stage gimmicks. I also loved the enemies, the visuals, and the music. I didn't really like the first act all that much. I also didn't really like the third act all that much since it could take a bit too long to beat and the tube gimmick can really overstay its welcome. The boss looks cool visually, but lacks any sort of challenge and can take a bit too long to beat. Overall, while I did enjoy some parts of this hack myself, I find it to be just a little bit overrated and a little bit overhyped. While this is a very impressive hack, it's just not my personal favorite Sonic ROM hack of all time.